Hey guys, what's going on? Spaz BGC here, and today we're starting a brand new series here on the channel called Road to Rank Number 1. This series is just going to be me climbing the Scarlet and Violet ranked ladder and trying to get to number 1 with teams you guys built or teams I built and just showing them off and showing how they work. So this is the first team that we're going to be showing off today, and let's go over it real fast. So first up we got King Gambit. King Gambit's going to be running Iron Head, Kowtow, Cleave, Sucker Punch, and Protect with safety goggles. Now I think this is a super underrated set. I've seen a lot of Assault Vests going around, but safety goggles is so big into stopping a Moongus, like the not expectation of like rage powder or trying to go into a spore in that slot is just so valuable for a turn. With the Terra Dark, you can also put out so much extra damage. I know a lot of people go Terra Defense, but I kind of like that they have Terra Dark on this. Next up's the Torkoal. The Torkoal is Terra Fire for extra output. They have Eruption, Earth Power, Clear, Smog, Flamethrower, Choice specs. I mean, it's pretty standard. It's just super damage output in Trick Room. If it doesn't get Trick Room up though, it's kind of useless. And so I don't know. I don't love Torkoal in this situation. I think it could be replaced with a better Pokemon, to be completely honest with you. Then we got Dragonite. This is the set I actually talked about in my other video that I really like on Dragonite, even though I don't like Dragonite as a Pokemon. Multi-scale Assault Vest makes it so tanky into things like Sylveon. Like Sylveon expecting to pick up at least a lot of damage, or if not a knockout, does less than half, and it's crazy. Terra Normal for extreme speed, of course. Everybody's running that. With Stomping Tantrum, Ice Spinner, and Dragon Claw isn't too shabby. Next, we got Hariyama. I really like Hariyama, actually. Fake Out with Wide Guard is such great utility, combined with two really powerful moves and Guts Flame Orb. It's just really strong in Trick Room. It outspeeds almost everything, and it can pick up so many one-hit knockouts or just like huge damage on things and taking off that item. Meowscarada is our second to last one. Meowscarada is pretty self-explanatory. Focus Sash makes it really strong because it can basically have 2 lives if it doesn't get hit by a multi-hitting move. Overgrow, if it gets down to that Focus Sash, makes it do way more damage with its Flower Trick. Flower Trick's obviously really good, especially with the Terra Grass. Sucker Punch, Knockoff, both standard moves to have on Meowscarada, and the Protect's really nice if your opponent's not expecting it. And finally, Farigiraf. This is my favorite Pokemon on the team. Shout out to my boy Sour8. He knows we both love it. I really like this Pokemon. The Terra Normal Hyper Voice with Throat Spray is actually super unexpected, and it gets a lot of damage off once you get that Throat Spray off. If you have to go Terra Normal, it does so much damage still, which is kind of crazy. Its ability, absolutely broken. Like, Armor Tail not allowing any priority moves to hit is super strong. Shadow Ball is just standard in case you can't really hit the ghost types with your normal type moves, so you're going to go with the Shadow Ball to get super effective damage. Trick Room, of course, is going to be the primary and only Trick Room setter on this team. And then Protect, because you got to have Protect. So yeah, that's the team. Remember, it's on victoryroad.com, a great source for rental teams, and let's hop into the battles. All right, so it looks like our first matchup here is going to be Meowscarada, Volcarona, Dragonite, Glamora, Tatsugiri, and Dondozo. I absolutely hate going up against Dondozo Tatsugiri teams, but I guess it's good to showcase the team because it can show its strengths and weaknesses, so we'll show you both throughout this video. If Dondozo Terras, we have like no answers to it because our only answer really is Meowscarada with that critical hit. But we do have to bring it in the bag, just hoping that we can bait out a Terra somewhere else. They don't really have an answer to a Trick Room as unless that's Choice Band, this Farigiraf's surviving a knockoff. Plus we can apply pressure with that Fake Out. I love this lead. It's really good. We got to bring Meowscarada in the back for that Dondozo. And our fourth Pokemon's kind of up for grabs. Torkoal does not look very good here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. However, if it was a Steel Terra Dondozo, it would do a lot of damage with that Eruption in Trick Room. So it could be something you could think about, but I don't think I'm going to bring it here. But I will showcase every Pokemon in this video. So Torkoal will come, and I think I'm going to bring Kingambit, so Dragonite will come in at a different point. I think Kingambit just provides a lot of value into the Dragonite. It can't really hit it if I go Dark Terror. I mean, if I stay, unless it uses Stomping Tantrum. Provides damage in the Glamora. Kind of helps with Dondozo. Yeah, I think I'll bring it instead of Dragonite here. But overall, I think this is going to be a pretty tough matchup just because of that Dondozo Tatsugiri. If they somehow didn't choose to bring it, which being such a high rank at 656, there's probably no way that they don't realize how good of a matchup it is here. Our only chance really is to bait out that Terra somewhere else probably, or just get a crit or get that passive damage going. Actually, going to lead Glamora Dragonite, which is not exactly what I was expecting, but I feel like I could just get a free Trick Room off here, because I don't think Glamora gets Taunt. It's not going to one-shot the Farigiraf, and I can just Fake Out into the Dragonite slot. Yeah, and they can't use Extreme Speed because of Armor Tail, so that's just an easy turn 1 for me, I think, to get that Trick Room up. Um, what's really funny about going on ladder, especially, if you try to use Farigiraf, I love using it because a lot of people do forget about Armor Tail. And so, like, in these situations, it's absolutely hilarious when, like, their Dragonite will go for a Terra Normal Extreme Speed because it's just so big for us. They are just going to go for a Sludge Bomb into the Farigiraf, which gets a crit. Holy crap, it did a lot of damage. But the Dragonite flinches, and we do get the Trick Room off, which is huge. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing they have Dondozo Tatsugiri in the back. And honestly, I could see a double switch here just because they might want to, like, avoid some damage on, like, say, Glamora. But I think I just try to get this Throat Spray off and go for a close combat on the Glamora. Because I don't think the Dragonite's in a great position. Yeah, it might take out the Farigiraf here, but how bad is that getting a free switch into King Gambit? I don't think it's a bad plan. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go with that. A close combat into Glamora seems fine. It should pick up a knockout with... Oh! I don't know why I didn't think of that. Well, that's pretty bad. Especially since that is a contact move into Spiky Shield, of course. That did nothing though, so it's probably okay. Hyper Voice is going to come out. Won't do anything to the Glamora, but it will do something to the... Whoa, that did more. Oh yeah, okay, crit. I was like, that did way more than I thought, but Hyper Voice might actually pick up a knockout next turn. I don't think it will get there, but I think it'll be really close. They're actually going to go for Outrage into the Hariyama. It's just oh, okay, so that's Choice Band. That's Choice Band Dragonite. I've seen a lot of Choice Band Outrage lately, which is kind of interesting. So that turn didn't go exactly the way I wanted to, but we still get that free switch into King Gambit, and I think it just does the exact same thing that we wanted here. Because they're locked into Outrange into the first slot, and that first slot's going to be King Gambit, so it's going to tank that up quite easily. And we can just take out the Glamora with an Iron Head and a Hyper Voice. And there's not much they can do about that, as the Dragonite will go down really low as well. So depending on what they switch in next, we're in a pretty good situation there. Yeah, we're just going to end up taking a double knockout here. And that's actually just going to one-shot. So it's going to be a single target Hyper Voice with the Throat Spray activated. So that actually just might pick up a knockout. Because for those that don't know, Hyper Voice single target actually does more damage. So yeah, there we go. That does actually just pick up a knockout, which puts us in a really nice spot. So I'm guessing they brought Tatsugiri Dondozo in the back, but if they didn't, that'd be really great for us. And they brought Dondozo Tatsugiri. So yeah, we're gonna see Dondozo have Tatsugiri jump inside its mouth. And I guess we just try to get as much damage output here as we possibly can before it terras into a type that resists Grass, which will suck because that's our main answer to it. But if we can take this thing out with like a lucky crit or something, we'll be in a really nice spot because of the fact that Tatsugiri is not going to be able to 1v3. I'm contemplating terraing here just because it will do more damage, but I'm just going to Kowtow Cleave normally for now. And we're just going to hope this does a decent amount. It does nothing because of the ×2 defense boost, but this will do a decent amount, I think. Okay, Wave Crash is actually super helpful because of the recoil. Yeah, that does so much recoil. Holy crap. And they have leftover, so they're going to protect this turn. Is there anything I want to do there? Probably switch for Farigiraf. How many turns until Trick Room ends? Yeah, I want to switch for Farigiraf into Meowscarada. I'll be able to knock off the leftovers next turn. And they're going to protect, so I'll just Kowtow Cleave with King Gambit. So yeah, then we'll also be able to get Trick Room up later in the game if it's necessary. We do have another thing that might come up later in this game, which I could definitely see being really valuable, is Terra Dart. Oh, I forgot about the Toxic Spikes. That kind of gets rid of our Focus Sash, but that's all right. Terra Dart Sucker Punch is super valuable late game. Yeah, so we're just going to Kowtow Cleave into that slot. And I'm going to predict the Terra, probably Terra Flying or Terra Steel. That's also the two running around right now. So I'm just going to knock off the leftovers so that we can just keep getting chip. And if they Wave Crash again, that's really nice. If they order up in the Meowscarada, it's probably really bad, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, we'll just knock off here, and then do I Terra Dart Kowtow Cleave? I probably do, right? Just to get as much damage as possible. Yeah, because if they Terra here and go order up in the Meowscarada, that's perfect. If they Earthquake and take out King Gambit, It's not a perfect world, but Meowscarada will survive, and we can just Flower Trick, which will get and eat some damage, I guess. And then hopefully Farigiraf can clean it up. I don't think that would happen though. So if they have Earthquake, the game's probably over. But if they don't, then the game's definitely in our favor, I think. But it just shows this team's very weak to Dondozo Tetsuki. It's actually just Dragon, which is super interesting. Okay. But yeah, this just shows we're weak to Dondozo Tatsugiri, and we're gonna try our best, but we can't win them all. So we will see here if we're able to pick up this win. But it was great to showcase the strengths and weaknesses in this match. And of course we got 2 to 3 more matches to come. So those matches will showcase this even more about the strengths and weaknesses of this team. So that's just gonna knock off it. We'll get rid of the leftovers. Does a little bit of damage. They are gonna order up the Meowscarada, which is very, very good for us, I think. Oh, what? They're going to do it in the King Gambit? Okay, that's really bad. That's really bad. I probably should have Sucker Punched then. Yeah, if we Sucker Punch, Speed Rose? Oh, I forgot it was a yellow Tatsugiri, dude. Okay, wait, he probably shouldn't outspeed me still, right? I think. We're gonna hope. So, obviously a Flower Trick doesn't KO from here. Do I just go for a Sucker Punch and hope it crits? I mean, that's my only chance, I think. So yeah, this game looks like it's about over. It is very, very difficult to play against Dondozo Tatsugiri at this team. They're just going to go for Order Up. Maybe they'll go into the... Oh, they do go into the Farigiraf, which gives us a chance, technically. Because if I Sucker Punch and crit here, then the game is actually just over for us. So we got like a 3-4% chance to win right here, which is not amazing, to be honest. But we'll see if it happens. Be pretty cool. But yeah, again, just really hard to play in Dondozo Tatsugiri, so hopefully we won't match up against them. And we sadly do not get the crit. So yeah, that's going to be game. Good job to my opponent. They played really, really well. I think we started off really strong with our turns. I don't think I played perfectly. And if we Sucker Punch with that King Gambit, we'd be in a lot better position. We might have even won. But I also don't think I played poorly by any means. And so, yeah, it's just a tough matchup. And let's get into our next game and see if the matchup can be a little bit better maybe. All right, let's hop into game 2 here. Okay, so this is actually a much better matchup. In fact, this is a really good matchup for our team. So the question is the mouse hold beat up, or is it population bomb, or it could be so many different things. And this is why I actually put it on number 1 in my list. If you guys didn't watch that video, it'd be in the description if you want to go watch it. Yeah, I mean, mouse hold is just so unpredictable, which is why they have to have an open sheet format in regionals. If you haven't heard about that, you can watch Wolfie VGC's video. Great YouTuber. I very strongly recommend him. So if you want to go check him out, go check him out. Yeah, I think I've just got to go with the same lead here because they can't really stop me from getting Trick Room. For those that don't know, Murkrow will have a priority taunt, so that could stop the Farigiraf, except its ability stops priority moves, which makes it's just such a strong ability. Dragonite actually looks pretty good here, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the Garchomp and Dragonite just beats with multi-scale, unless that Dragonite also has multi-scale, which I haven't shown Torkoal yet, but it looks really bad here, so I'm just gonna bring the Meowscarada in the back. And I think I'm just gonna call that good. I will bring Torkoal. If I don't bring Torkoal next game, I'll just play a 4th game. But I'm guaranteeing there will be a Torkoal in this battle. I mean, in this video, in a battle. But yeah, trying to showcase the whole team for you guys. But let's try to pick up this win here. Since we did lose the first one, gotta pick up a win the second time, And what just happened? Did I just get X'd out from that game, dude? No, okay. It just didn't show the trader cards. Okay, that was so weird. Alright, whatever. Let's do this. Alright, so that's an interesting lead. I mean, they could U-turn. That's probably what they're going to do. They're probably Choice Scarf U-turning into the Farigiraf, which is fine. I'll just Trick Room, because that's not going to one-shot, and that gets us in a good position. We can also break the possible multi-scale into Dragonite, which would be really, really nice, because then our Dragonite just 1v1s it super easily, because even if it Dragon Clawed, it'd do about maybe half at the most, so. Actually, no, for a Terra here. Could you imagine, like, Terra Bug U-turn and then one-shot? That would be hilarious. They're actually just going to go straight up for an extreme speed. Flying? Are they going for extreme speed? I don't understand what they're doing. Or maybe they weren't predicting a fake out, maybe? I don't know. That's interesting. But we baited the tear out right away, which is super nice. Oh, this is actually a big part of a team. So Final Gambit Choice Scarf is super, super popular, and it's a great way to take out Trick Room users, except for Rigrath, because it's actually trained to survive on 1 HP. I think that's just such a cool thing to have on for Rigrath, and it makes it so much better because, like you could see there, they clearly thought the Annihilate was going to pick out an easy knockout. And instead, we got Trick Room off, and we're up a whole Pokemon now. So yeah, the Figurath gets to stay on the field and probably get a shot off because they can't priority attack it and it's slower than anything it had on their team, I believe. Yeah, and that Garchomp's clearly gonna outspeed it. So they're clearly gonna go for a flying move into Hariyama. But I think I'm okay letting it go down. I think that it's gonna go for a protect onto the Garchomp. So I'm just gonna try to take out this. No, it didn't. So I should have close combated it then. Assault Vest, that's fine. Hyper Voice, does this take it out actually? Oh, it's so close, dude. Is that like 3 HP? Alright, that's still a fine turn. Like the double knockout's not that big of a deal with Extreme Speed, Terra Normal, Dragonite. And the, whatever else I have in the back. Meowscarada. So we probably still can pick up a couple knockouts and probably in a good position to win the game, honestly. And that just shows like the difference in the two games. Like against Dondozo, yeah, we lost, but we had to play a really defensive game. But in this game, we played really, really offensive, and I think it's setting us up in a really nice position here. I could see their Dragonite going for extreme speed just to try to like grab a knockout or something, but the way I'm gonna, because they're trying to like outspeed mine or something, but the way I'm gonna counteract that, I'm actually just gonna Sucker Punch into the Dragonite in case it goes for anything, because it should probably be Assault Vest or Choice Band, which means it won't have Protect, and then I can just a Dragon Claw at the Garchomp, and I should be slower, and then I will take it out. So that will be 2 more knockouts, and it should be a 2v1. So yeah, this team just went super hyper offensive mode this game, and they're actually going to switch out, which is fine by me. I think I get a free Dragon Claw into something. That's I didn't have a Fairy type, and yeah, that's actually just going to be a free Dragon Claw into that. And they actually outspeed. That's really bad, because I'm not going to get the Sucker Punch off. That Dragonite. Oh, it's slower. I forgot Trick Room was up. Oh, that is such a bad mistake by me. Oh, crap. Okay, so this brings up an interesting dilemma here. But I'm actually not going to protect. My guess is that they are faster than me. So Trick Room, I'll be slower and I'll outspeed. Is that how that works with extreme speed? Yeah, so I actually did anyway. So I don't know how it works exactly, but it worked out. And then we get they might take out the Meowscarada here, honestly, because the Rotom is going to be slower. So it's going to outspeed Trick Room. But it's actually just going to go into the Dragonite. It's multi-scale and Assault Vest. You can see that does nothing. And it's just going to pick up the knockout here. We should be slower than the Dragon or the Garchomp, so this should just be the game, as we can pick up a knockout with the Dragon Claw onto the Garchomp. So yeah, again, that just shows a vast difference in this team. Like, this is why I love this team so much. With the defensive game, then you can just go hyper offense and take it out. Like, if you find that right position, you trick them into going into that final gambit, you're in just such a good position to, like, win the rest of the game, basically. I probably should have Terra Normal there in case this doesn't pick up the knockout, but it should. So yeah, it does anyway. So yeah, I should have Terra Normal there if this was like an actual tournament. I definitely would have to try to make sure that I won that game. Maybe it was like a super bulky Garchomp or something. But yeah, we end up getting the win there, which is nice. Nice bounce back with that hyper offense. And yeah, let's get into game 3. Alrighty, we match up with our third matchup. Ooh, this is a super interesting team, actually. Can't say I've played anything quite like this. Male and DD is super interesting to have on their side instead of female. So it probably means trying to go for an offensive set there. What would they lead here? I think they might lead the Garganackle, to be honest. As if, for those who didn't watch it, the San Diego Regionals was the first official tournament for Scarlet and Violet, and a Garganackle that was led almost all the time was actually the winner of the tournament. Super, super valuable. Really good player. Congrats to him. But it was a super cool strategy to see with Paldean and Tauros. I will be showing off the team in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, they don't have Lycanroc with Tyranitar, which is kind of weird. I don't want to bring Hariyama, and this is a situation I don't. It's because they have Psychic Surge, and they're gonna like try to predict like a fake out if that happened. I might bring it in the back, but they still don't really have a way. I mean, they can taunt with Talonflame, which kind of scares me. So what I'm actually gonna do, in case of Armarouge, in case of Garganacl, in case of Indeedee, I'm gonna bring Meowscarada on the front with probably Kingambit, and then I promised you guys a Torkoal. Well, I don't think this is a good game for Torkoal, so I'll do the game 4. And then I'll bring... No, I think this is fine. And I'll probably still do a game 4 just to show up Torkoal in Trick Room, because I think it's so much better in Trick Room. But it is interesting to see Torkoal outside of Trick Room, and I kind of want to try it out in this game, because I feel like it's decent here. And it's really good to like beat the Weather War with Tyranitar. So I am actually going to try it here, and it's going to be interesting, but I will do a game 4 for you guys, so I can try to get it under Trick Room to show it off to you guys. I actually just don't think Torkoal's that strong, to be honest, but I'm going to try my best to do what I can. So the Garganacl is going to go for... What is the Garganacl going to do? Garganacl might go for a Protect, or it's going to go for a Sulk here. So I probably just... Do I want to waste the Terra? I didn't even use my Terra last game, and there's nothing I really want to use it on, because Extreme Speed is not very valuable in this game at all. So I'm actually just going to straight up Terra, try to one-shot this Garganacl, because that would be huge for me. And then I'll just probably protect this in case of a Flare Blitz, even though I think they're going to go for a Tailwind. But the Tailwind won't really affect me that much, as I have pretty slow Pokemon in this game anyway. And my Meowscarada will still outspeed the Garganacl, even with its Tailwind up. It should at least, because Meowscarada is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. So yeah, Terra Grass with Flower Trick is so strong. Protect, let's see if the Garganacl protects. It might be slower than my Kingambit. Please don't. Okay, guess for Tailwind. We should pick up a one-shot knockout onto the Garganacl then, because we should outspeed still. Yeah, please one-shot, because that would be so good for us, and a really, really good start. Because Garganacl is just so threatening, and it does one-shot. Okay. That just shows how like incredible Garganacl is, though, that I'm sitting here worried that a Terra Grass Flower Trick from Meowscarada won't one-shot. And it's super effective. But it's just so tanky. Like, it survives so many different shots. Alright, this one's super interesting. Armarouge, which means it's probably going to be Indeedee in the back, which is great for me because I did not want to deal with the other two Pokemon. What's the Talonflame do here is my question. And do they switch out the Talonflame to try to predict a Sucker Punch? I think the answer is yes. And so I'm going to switch out my Kingambit in case of a Armor Cannon. They actually just don't switch out the Talonflame. I guess they're trying to try to Armor Cannon onto my Meowscarada, which would be a really good play if they like doubled up with a Brave Bird. But, or is it just going to go for a Terra defense here? Is it going to go Terra Dark? Terra Fire. Okay, so they are going to go for Armor Cannon, it seems, which is fine because Dragonite here is pretty darn good. Like, it tanks up everything pretty well. So they do just go for Brave Bird, which will knock us down to Focus Sash and give some really good recoil. And so if they were, I was kind of worried about the fact that they would be Focus Sash, so that's actually fine because that just breaks their own if they had it. And Aura Sphere into the Dragonite slot is perfect, and that does literally 13 damage, so that's fine. And then this should still do a lot of damage and get rid of its item. And it's going to be a Life Orb, so that's actually pretty good. Oh yeah, I just revealed that. I'm literally stupid. So they didn't switch out last time, which means they probably won't switch out this time, but I'm not sure. I'm going to protect this turn, and I mean, I don't think there's very much they can do. They could Expanding Force, but without their Life Orb, it's not going to do as much, especially with Assault Vest. So I don't think they can really stop Dragonite from just picking up a knockout here. Protect comes out, and that should protect Meowscarada for one more turn. They just go for Taunt onto the Dragonite? What? Why would... Were they predicting me to switch? I don't know what they predicted me to switch into, though. I don't know. That's a really weird play on my opponent's part, honestly. Like, I don't really understand why. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Let me know in the comments what he was doing there if you are aware of it. But we do just pick up a knockout onto Armarouge, and this puts us in a really, really nice position. We still have all 4 Pokemon with our Terra activated on the field still. And Tailwind's almost up, so we could just wait it out. Oh, they actually do just have Houndstone in the back. I do not like dealing with Houndstone personally, especially with Last Respects. I think they're gonna go for Last Respects into the Dragonite and Brave Bird into this slot. So I'm just gonna switch into King Gambit so I can bait the last turn of Trick Room. And I guess I just Extreme Speed into Talonflame. I'll still do good damage because I think Last Respects it's gonna outspeed in Tailwind, and it'll probably pick up a one or whatever you want to call that, close to a one-shot knockout. So we'll just see if we can pick this up. This will be good damage. Yeah, that's fine. Sucker Punch will take it out from there. They are just gonna Brave Bird, so we got that prediction right. And they're playing a Last Respects into the Dragonite, which will just finish it off hopefully, or I guess not hopefully, but it probably will. And it will. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I think Tailwind peters out here. Yeah, so we can just bring in our Meowscarada, and it can just knock off the Houndstone, which is great for us. And we could probably sucker. Well, it's probably gonna go for a Trick or a Tailwind again. So I guess we just Kowtow Cleave into this slot and then knock off in case the knockoff doesn't kill. So it outspeeds. Oh frick. Okay, so it can only take out one though because it's gonna Last Respect probably into Meowscarada. So that's fine because Kowtow Cleave should just one shot. Yeah, so this just shows another game of really offensive team, probably. I mean, we played a little bit defensive there to try to bait out the Tailwind turn, but that still wasn't very long. But yeah, as you can see there, that does have plenty of damage probably to just Sucker Punch. And if it doesn't, we got Torkoal. And I don't really know what they're going to do against Torkoal, to be completely honest with you. So we will just Sucker Punch into this slot and then Flamethrower into the slot as well, in case Sucker Punch doesn't knock it out. And if it does, then we will just take out Talonflame with the Torkoal. So the Torkoal actually does provide a little bit of value here, because say we bring Hariyama, it gets one shot by Brave Bird. Or say we bring, yeah, they just cancel. And say we bring Farigiraf, they probably have a dark move on their, well, they might not. But if say they had a dark move, or they could just simply Brave Bird, which would do a lot of damage. But the Torkoal there obviously would have survived. And so I think it does bring a little bit of value to the table there. However, it didn't even get a move off before they could forfeit. It's not the greatest showing, but it showed it off just a little bit there. And yeah, so we'll do one more battle and try to get Torkoal under Trick Room, because I think that will be really, really fun. And if I can showcase that, if you get it in the right situation, you can be really strong. So let's hop into our next battle. All right, hopping into our fourth battle, and I feel like this is a team we can get Trick Room up on. I feel like it is because Gothitail doesn't run Taunt usually. If it brought Imprison Trick Room, that would suck. Or if it brought Trick Room of its own and just did it, that would kind of suck. But they don't have a Psychic Surge, so we can just fake it out, honestly. Because they can't fake out us with Armor Tail. It's just so valuable. I think Armor Tail's so underrated. Like, the fact that Farigiraf isn't being used on Trick Room teams. Like, if you're going to run a Trick Room team, you should be using Farigiraf. And there's no doubt in my mind about saying that. And then the other two Pokemon to bring are really hard. Obviously, Torkoal, because I said I would bring it, and it is honestly super, super good here. It gets rid of Sandstream. It one-shots Meowscarada. It one-shots Annihilate. Well, it does a lot of damage to Annihilate. Probably one-shots Grimmsnarl and Gothitail with Terrifier. And then I really like bringing King Gambit. I think King Gambit's so, so strong right now and should be used more. However, I don't know if I want to bring it in this one, because it just Dark isn't that good right now. Although it does help with the Armarouge, which kind of struggles. I kind of struggle with the rest of the team. Or I could go Dragonite, which also helps with the Armarouge and can take it out pretty easily. But it also deals with Tyranitar. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring Dragonite here, actually. And this is not a 4 I usually bring when I'm playing with this team on my own, because I do like to use this team a lot, actually. Because whenever I don't run into Dondozo, as you can see, it's really, really strong. But when I do run into Dondozo, it's a little bit more tough. But yeah, I think that this is an interesting 4 to bring, but I think we could probably pull something out really cool with it. So they are just going to lead Meowscarada Grimmsnarl, which is kind of weird. If we just fake out into the Meowscarada, we just get a free Trick Room off, because they can't taunt because of Prankster, and it's not going to pick up a one-shot with a Grimmsnarl. And even if you run an offensive Grimmsnarl, because I have seen quite a few of those, actually, because it has a really good attack stat, which you don't realize, but it's attack stat's like 130 or something. But it just runs Sucker Punch, so you can't use that against an Armor Tail. Which, again, for Farigiraf, it's just so, so, so nice right now to have in so many different matchups, as you can see. I bring it almost every single game. So yeah, that will break a possible Focus Sash. It's going to go for Reflect. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We still probably could pick up a knockout with Close Combat, to be honest. And unless they switch into Annihilate, which would be really, really bad. That's just a free knockout. So the Grimmsnarl probably goes for Parting Shot. No, it can't go for Parting Shot because of because of Armor Tail. So it probably goes for Light Screen because that's really all it can do. So I'll just try to activate my Hyper Voice, my Throat Spray to get that special attack boost. It's still at full health, so that's really nice. We got Guts activated, so this will definitely knock out Meowscarada, even through Reflect. However, I'm not sure if they'll read that and switch into Annihilate. If I do, I still activate the Throat Spray. I just knock off the Annihilate, Shadow Ball it, and it gets a one-hit knockout anyway. So I'm not too worried about that, as Grimmsnarl applies 0 pressure right now. So we will see what they try to do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they swapped out. That's probably what I would do if I was in their situation. I might switch out Grimmsnarl just because it's so useless right now. And they do swap out probably to Annihilate, right? I can't read that. So we're going to have to wait and see. And it's actually going to be Armor Rouge. That's probably not that bad. Yeah, that does so much damage for not being very effective. Hyper Voice, except the Grimmsnarl probably went for a Spirit Break here. Yeah. Oh, because it's going to do really big damage. Oh, crap. I forgot about Spirit Break. I'm not going to lie. But we still get one more move off, which is fine. And yeah, that does plenty of damage to probably, if... So what I'm thinking is I probably close combat into the Grimmsnarl and Hyper Voice, because it will be a single target Hyper Voice with a boosted special attack into the Armor Rouge. So I think that's just the best play, because we get the double knockout most likely, unless they protect it on Armor Rouge, which is fine, because we just get another turn with Hariyama to pick up big damage on something. Like, especially if they brought out that Meowscarada. And the fact that they knew I was going into close combat and they switched into the Armor Rouge clearly shows me that they didn't bring Annihilate into this match. So that's kind of good for me, honestly. They could have brought Tyranitar, and so if they switch Tyranitar in here, I'm literally golden. Switch Meowscarada in here, I'm literally golden. So I'm just in a pretty good position. And so they are going to protect, but we're probably just going to pick up a knockout anyway, so that's fine. And we'll just actually get one more shot on something. I think it's going for Light Screen to probably predict. It's just trying to get Armor Rouge one more turn. Like, if it can survive that Hyper Voice, and it's whoa, that is so close, but luckily we got the Hyper Voice to finish it off. I got really scared there for a second. But yeah, they're probably going for Light Screen to see if it can survive the Hyper Voice next turn, as hoping I don't target it with Hariyama, and that way it can just hope for the best. But or they're trying to bait out the burn, but I will survive on 1 HP, which is really, really lucky, I think. Yeah, 1 HP. So yeah, that's kind of bad luck for them, to be honest, but you know, it happens. So they might have seen like the bar and just thought it was gonna go all the way down, but not quite. And so this probably is their last Pokemon. They're not gonna bring Meowscarada. Wait, what? They do have Annihilate? That's super weird to me. Why didn't they bring it out last time then? Because they must have been predicting the close combat. If they switch out Meowscarada, like what else would they predicted? Like the Hyper Voice? You still would have switched into Annihilate. Like I don't understand why they didn't switch into Annihilate there, to be completely honest. That's fine, I guess. Like I'll take it. I would prefer it to be Tyranitar, to be honest, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm really hoping the Hyper Voice does pick up the knockout onto Armor Rouge, and then the knockoff will do really good damage into the Annihilate, and I set myself up in a really good position. So it's actually just going to go for Wide Guard. It's interesting because now I don't think they take out the Farigiraf. Punching Glove? What is this team I'm facing right now? They made the weirdest switching I've ever seen. And not only that, but now they have Punching Glove on their Annihilate. I'm so confused right now, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Drain Punch comes out and it does like nothing. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I mean, I guess Hariyama goes down here, so I guess it's a W turn for them. But I don't know. That was such a weird turn. Like it was just the weirdest turn of events I've ever seen. Trick Room's still up, so I'm gonna show you guys Torkoal and Trick Room. It's not gonna do much to the Armor Rouge, to be completely honest with you, because of Flash Flyer. But how many turns of Trick Room are left? Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. 1 turn. I don't know if they'll have... They're going to go for Wide Guard, 100%. So I'm just going to Terra into the Annihilate, and I'm really going to pray that they don't protect. But with the type of moves that this guy's made, I'm not exactly going to predict that they're going to protect, because I don't know. If they didn't switch in Annihilate there, I don't feel like they're gonna protect here. They're probably gonna predict an eruption and go for wide guard onto the armorish slot, which means they won't protect and try to go for like a Dragon Punch or something into the Torkoal to try to go into a good last turn for Trick Room, and then they'll have the speed advantage, of course. So I think that was their plan probably. So that's why I Terra Flamethrower instead of just like playing it safe and flamethrowing normally. And yeah, they actually do go for wide guard, so that should probably just be game. If this goes the way I want it to. So Flamethrower. So Choice Specs Flamethrower Terra in the sun. It's just going to do so much damage. It actually doesn't kill. Wait, what? Okay, Torkoal sucks, guys. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm trying to talk this thing up. Like, Eruption, really, really strong. But you can't use Eruption if they have Wide Guard. And apparently it just doesn't do damage without Eruption. Like, that is terrible. Holy crap, it did nothing compared to, like, what it should have. It's boosted by Choice Specs. It's boosted by the Sun. It's boosted by Terra. It's boosted by Stab. Like, and it's a 90 base power move. That should have easily one-shot. I mean, I don't think Torkoal is a good Pokemon, but it's on the team, and so I had to showcase. Oh, that's so annoying, dude. Like, that's actually so annoying. I mean, either I pick up a knockout or get Trick Room back up. They can't kill both of these Pokemon. And the Annihilate does nothing, so I'm just going to go into the Meowscarada slot. And the game's still probably over, but that's so stupid. Like, if I really hope that you guys see this and you just realize you should never use Torkoal on a team. Like, you're going to choose a Trick Room Pokemon, sweep through, choose Kingambit, choose whatever the other Pokemon on this team is. I completely forgot. Hariyama, that's what it is. Choose one of those two because they're way better. I mean, they're not sweepers, but they're going to provide valuable knockouts, valuable versatility from Hariyama. Like, they're just going to do so much more for you than a Torkoal that can't even pick up a knockout onto an Annihilate when it's boosted by like 4 different things. So, I mean, you can just build such a smarter Trick Room team, in my opinion. And now they go for the Terra Water? I mean, I guess they were really, really baking on me going for an Eruption there, but the fact that they did that is actually super nice because I just get a free knockout onto the Meowscarada now. Yep, they crit. That doesn't really matter what it knocked out anyway. And so the Annihilate, I don't think it can one-shot the Torkoal, so we'll be in a pretty good spot there. Drain Punch, yeah, it's not even going to be close. So this will pick up, I mean, if this doesn't pick up the knockout on the Meowscarada, I'm literally like, I'm forfeiting the match. I'm never using Torkoal again. I'm never using this team again. I'm never, ever using Torkoal again. It's the worst Pokemon of all time. Okay, it does pick up the knockout, which is good. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever use Torkoal again, to be honest. Like, on this channel, I will not feature it again because it is just such a bad Pokemon. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, it should not be on this team. If it wasn't on this team would be really, really good. But yeah, but the game is over. I guess Torkoal was a big reason why, but we could have brought someone else, like, say, Kingambit. I mean, Kingambit would have been pretty bad because they had Annihilate, to be honest. So I guess maybe don't say Kingambit. It didn't pick up the... I'm so confused. What is this game? This is like the bulkiest Annihilate I've ever seen. Maybe that's why it didn't pick up the knockout. Maybe it just has no investment into attack, and it's like full HP and split defense, or in special defense or something. I don't know. But we end up winning anyway. So it all worked out in the end. But I'm never using Torkoal again, because I don't care how bulky the Annihilate is. There's no reason it should ever survive a boosted Terra, boosted Stab, boosted In the Sun, boosted Choice Specs, 90 base power flamethrower. Like, that's just ridiculous. But yeah, we did pick up a win. So we went 3-1 today. Pretty successful day. Of course, we just had that bad matchup in the first game. Hope you guys could learn something today. And yeah, that was the team. I do like this team. Again, just don't really like Torkoal. So take it as you will. If you want to use the team, the rental code will be on the screen, and it was in the beginning. And so yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider giving a like and subscribing. This channel is brand new, and I'd love to get it off the ground. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.